In this video, we'll answer some questions about our family from our comments and community section. What's the major lifestyle change between USA and India? Do you like Bollywood songs on T-Series? To be honest, we never thought we would leave the United States. We loved our life very much there and felt at home in Colorado. We got so many comments on our YouTube videos, so many that we wanted to honor that with a Q&A video so we can answer some of your questions. Major lifestyle change between the USA and India. I would say the major lifestyle change between India and the United States is that here we don't drive our own car. Instead, we use ride services like Uber, Rapido, Ola, those type of things. So that's very different. We're currently considering buying a car and then getting a driver to help us drive around the city, but I doubt we'll be doing any driving ourselves anytime soon. The learning curve to learn how to drive in India takes time, and it's not something we want to rush.
I think that it's, many people have help at home here. So we have a daily housekeeper, and that is really an interesting change. I actually struggle a lot with having other people in my space, but it's also this huge luxury to have help. So it's been an interesting experience for me to get to have somebody else come in and help us around the house, but also to have other people in my home, which is something that I'm not used to. So that's been the biggest lifestyle changes, both having the time freed up from doing that, but also getting accustomed to something that's a little bit uncomfortable for me in that sense.
Here is, I think it's funner because I also get to go on field trips every day, almost, and I get to do a little bit of school. But in the United States, I had to go to school every single day, and sometimes, if I'm lucky, have a weekend day off.
Do you like Bollywood songs on T-Series or Z Music YT?
So my favorite Bollywood song is probably Tu Hai. I was just researching his songs, and I saw that one, and I don't know, it just caught my eye.
How are you and the kids adjusting to the Indian summer heat wave?
The heat wave for me is pretty intense, except it's much better than the weather in Colorado because it was always really bad in Colorado. So I like it, but I hate it at the same time.
Even aliens and government secrets, conspiracy theories?
I kind of believe in aliens, but not really. Maybe. I mean, if there's so many other planets out there, there has to be one that has life, right?
And I'm not sure that I necessarily believe in aliens or conspiracy theories, but I do believe it's very important to question reality and not take everything at face value and to do your own critical thinking about things and come to your own conclusions. What is it that we do for part-time work while we're living in India?
So there's two things that I do for work while I'm here. So one is that I manage our real estate investments back in Colorado. We have a couple of properties that we rent out. So I'm typically the person who handles taking care of any appliances or issues that come up. So that's one thing. And the other thing, which is a little more exciting and is partly what brought us here to India, is that I'm getting to help open a new hospital here that is led by a combination of midwives and an OB. It's called Madilu Birth Center. And because I owned birth centers back in the US, I'm able to kind of come and help in the startup phase and consult with them. And it's been a lot of fun watching this center go from building all the way to opening, which it is now. So those are the projects that occupy my time when I'm not hanging out with the kids and exploring India.
I sold my business in 2021, and now I'm just working on our family vlogs and spending a lot of time homeschooling our children and also doing fun activities around the city and traveling. What is our favorite trip that we've taken so far since we've been in India? So our safari was really fun. We saw an incredible number of animals, but no tigers until the very end. We were literally finishing the safari after 2 hours when I spotted a tiger on the left side of the Jeep, just coming right out of the bush, and it looked orange. It was like an orange streak. And it was the most amazing thing to see such a unique, exotic, wild animal like that. And it made our day.
My favorite place to visit so far has been, I have to say, it's cliche, but it was Nagarhole and seeing a tiger. That is a bucket list item, once in a lifetime. Most people never get that opportunity, and I get goosebumps every time I think about it. So that was my favorite trip that we've taken so far. But in general, I actually really love little just explorations of the city we're living in here in Bangalore. There's so much to see within one block that one of my favorite things to do is just spend a day exploring little hole-in-the-wall places within a block of where we live.
This person had a comment about our healthcare experience in India, and we wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I was not with Sean when he went to the hospital, but people were really worried when we left the U.S. They said, what are you going to do about healthcare? And we're fortunate to have friends here, and so we kind of already knew that we would have access to healthcare, and there are good hospitals and plenty of doctors here in India, and especially here in Bangalore. There's a lot of options, and so I felt totally confident when I stayed home with the baby that Cam and Sean were going to go and be taken good care of. And we're really lucky that we've got the resources to be able to go to a private hospital, but at a fraction of the cost that the same healthcare would have cost us in the U.S. About a month before we left the U.S., Sean actually had to get stitches for another injury. He's our active kiddo. And that was really a big financial burden.
As you saw in a previous video, we were very impressed by the care we got at St. Philomena's. Not just the care, but also the pricing was very reasonable when we went there, and it was an experience that we were very, very happy about. This person asks if we got bored and if that's a reason why we moved. The answer is yes, we did get a little bored, and we didn't see what our immediate future would be like in the United States without starting another business immediately. We just needed a break. We wanted to travel, spend time with our kids, and spend time rejuvenating and hopefully getting some sleep while we're at it.
I think we were really ready for a change. Our kids are at a really great age for learning and exploring and being exposed to new cultures. I've never had a chance to travel extensively. And we kind of came to a crossroads with our careers where we could either continue to do things that were similar to what we'd always done and work long days away from our family, really pushing, or we had this opportunity to come and see something totally new and do something completely different. And that really seemed like the better option than doing more of the same. So yeah, I guess we were a little bored, and we're really fortunate that we were at a place in our lives where we could channel that opportunity into a brand new experience.
What has been your, I mean, we've had a lot of different foods, but what has been your absolute favorite dish?
Maybe butter chicken is my favorite South Indian dish, but the biggest surprise is how much variety there is in Indian breakfasts and how many foods there are, especially South Indian breakfast foods that were just not even in my awareness. Because we ate Indian food a fair amount back in the U.S. We've always loved Indian food, but I'd never had South Indian breakfast foods. So things like idli and dosa and appam and pongal were so fun to get to explore and a really pleasant surprise.
We hope that we've been able to answer some questions for you and that this was helpful. We've really appreciated all your feedback on our channel, and thank you for watching.
Once we hit 100,000 subscribers, my dad will try driving a scooty in Bangalore.